up. I'm up. Hold on. Wait, I'm up. I'm up. Hmm. Oh, another challenger. What's this name? Elusive Smoke. Welcome. You started the stream half asleep. The stream just kind of starts without me. The notification of your arrival woke me up. Ugh. I guess it's time to... Hold on. It's daytime. They don't wake me up during the day. What the heck is this? Dearest photographer, by the time you read this... Wait, by the time you will have... Oh, I see, they wrote it like that. By the time you read this, the event will have already started. We have brought you here not to play cards, but to answer questions. If you comply, we will grant you one wish of your choosing. Anything you want. Have fun. Double M. And they had to write it in my notebook. Of course they did. Alright, whatever. I guess I'm answering questions this time. Also, Elusive Smoke says, also, I'm here because it got shouted out / linked on Fanscription. My first stream of yours. I'm assuming that means it's your first time here. In that case, welcome. I apologize that this stream has to be your first. I would consider that my other streams were a lot better, because in those streams I was actually playing the game. But I guess this time I have to answer questions? I'll just leave this up here so anyone joining knows what's going on. There. Well, I guess I'm not playing this time. Oh well. Elusive Smoke says, call me Smoke. Alright, I will call you Smoke. Well, I guess I'll just play some music. Does that work? One moment, let me turn on my music. There we go. Smoke, as they want me to call them, asks, I'll start with the first question then. What is my favorite sigil? You know, I don't really think I have a favorite. Here, let me check the rulebook. It's better if I see my options better than thinking about it. Alright, let's see here. Oh, that's his section. Ah, here we are. No, it's... Ah, this one. Squirrel Summoner. When a card bearing the sigil is on the board, you can draw 3 cards from your side deck instead of just 1. This one is my favorite. Cannot forget it. Smoke says, my favorite is Loose Tail. It has some very fun and interesting synergies. I do have to agree with you. Loose Tail is pretty good. However, in my game, it has some very different effects. So different, in fact, that the sigil doesn't even appear in the rulebook. Oh well. But answer questions. Smoke says, Loose Tail works great with Bone King, Sharp Quills, or even Sneaky. Oh, sorry. The device made a little noise. I muted it, so that noise won't come back again. Sorry for the disruption. I hope that didn't interrupt your concentration. Now back to what you said. Loose Tail works great with Bone King, Sharp Quills, or even Stinky. Yes, in the Inscryption game, it works well with those. Although I would say that it works especially well with Unkillable, where if the tail gets apart from the skink, you essentially have an infinite 2-blood sacrifice machine, which is quite good for strategists. Smoke says devices are evil. Well, unfortunately, I have to work around them all the time. It's how I'm even able to communicate with you all in the first place, so here we are. Elusive Smoke just followed me. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you can come back for another stream and... Sorry, I see something off. What the heck is this? Sorry, this tiny sliver of piece of paper just appeared out of nowhere. If you don't mind, could you try asking another question? I want to test something. Wow. Don't mind me, I'm just gawking at the sun. I never really come out when it's daytime. Wow. Smoke asks, do you have a favorite card and what is it? Now that is a good question. My favorite card. You know, actually, this card comes with a story. It's a good story, too. My card would have to be a custom card that one of my challengers made. Very fun challenger, I will add. Without her, Anyway, this challenger, for some reason, and I don't know why, she really despises landscape cards. You know, like stumps and boulders and grand firs and snowy firs. She hates them. She absolutely hates them. And so, when it was come to her time to win, and she was able to add something to my game, she added a very special card to my game. One that I didn't expect from her, but fully did at the same time. If I could find it. Let me see here. Ah, here it is. The termite. This special sigil, Lumber Muncher, is a very interesting one. Let me pull it up in the rulebook real quick. Look at this. I almost feel honored that she added this. Lumber Muncher. If an adjacent or opposing a landscape card, a card bearing the sigil lessens the health of the landscape by 1 each turn. That's what this card does. I mean, it also has Morsel, but I think you already know what that is. But anyway, the fact that she just added that out of pure spite of my own rules and how my game works, well, it makes me respect her a little bit more every day. And yeah, that's why that's my favorite card. Imagine hating a card so much, you literally make your only chance to add something to this game a card to kill them. I find that quite endearing, to be honest. Smoke says, I hate Grand Fur. A lot of people do. But when it's on your side of the board, your little attitude immediately changes. Smoke also says, that's a very interesting way to damage your own cards. If you can call obstacles your cards, that is. Well, everything that I've created in the game is mine. So yes. Hey, look at this. Another thing. Huh. Well, I guess my theory is true. Every time you guys ask a question, one of these appears on my desk. I personally do not know where they're coming from, but I'm not complaining. If there's a puzzle to be had here, and I'm not just answering questions mindlessly, I'll take it. I guess this can go like this. Maybe? That kind of looks right. Fun. Smoke says, I wonder if chat will have to figure out the puzzle. Well, there's currently one of you here, and, well, I'm here too. So I guess we'll both have to figure out the puzzle. I will say that the only card that has this specific shape has a beehive. What card has ER and ends with 2 blood? It does have 1 health. It's too hard to make out. Can't tell what the shape is. The only person that would cut up a card like this would be the Gekologist, but I haven't seen that guy in a long time. Smoke, if it's too much to ask, do you mind if you, I don't know, maybe tell more people about this stream? If it's just me and you figuring out this puzzle, I don't know if it's gonna work. And if it's just you asking questions over and over again, then, well, it's gonna take a long time to get all the pieces, I assume. I don't know how big this card is. While you do that, I'm gonna take the time to look out the window. I'll be watching chat, don't worry. If you come back, I'll know. Wow. Lovely. I've never seen this place during the daytime. Usually this entire room is just cast in shadow. Perfect. There, that's what we're missing. Good times. Good times. Oh, you're still here. Yeah, that's, Smoke says true scholar, huh? Now that's interesting. They asked to tell me about the rule. Okay. I feel like I'm not the one qualified to tell you about, his sigils, but I'll do my very best. Here we are. In his game, True Scholar, during your play step, God, I hate that so much. If you have a blue mox on the field, when it says play step, it means during your turn. Anyway, during your turn, if you have a blue mox on the field, you can kill a card bearing this sigil to draw 3 cards. And he has a bunch of moxes in his game. That's what this is. And there you go. That's what that does. His way of saying things is so... Smoke says, "Oh, that's very interesting. I am a fan of magic." When someone says that out loud, I just have to chuckle because, unbeknownst to him, everyone is always spelling that wrong. And that fills me with joy. Oh, look at this. Another piece has been added. Oh, I know what this is. It's the other half of a kingfisher. Here, look. Yeah. But it doesn't look like it'll fit in our puzzle. Yeah, this looks like the other half of one. Maybe you do like this? No, this is for a beehive. This is a kingfisher, and this is miscellaneous. Smoke says, it doesn't specify itself. It can also target an enemy's true scholar. That's actually that's a very good observation, Smoke. But unfortunately, I don't deal with magic. That's his game, not mine. I deal with beasts. That's why I specifically wrote, right here, magic exclusive. Because you would find me dead if I found a magic sigil with all of my animals. Smoke says I have a fine eye for detail. Well, that's very nice of you. If he was here right now, he would badmouth me. He would be like, how do you do his voice? He's like, I can't even mimic his voice, but he would first correct you that magic is spelled with a CK, not just a C. And then he would explain a lot more than what you just said. He would be like, he would, yes, magic, spelled with a CK. I don't know why he spells it like that. I guess he's just stupid. But, he would explain all the epithets and the details about how good a true scholar is. A lot more than you did. Of course, I don't enjoy his company, obviously. I mean, why would I? He is the worst. If you don't mind, I could do with more questions. The puzzle is great, but we only have 2 pieces, and, well, sorry, 3 pieces, but 2 of them are basically the same thing. Smoke says, I think it's probably based on the base Greek word magi, magister, rather than the English word magic. Ah, that's... that explanation is very much like the artist. Extreme art. That is very much artist energy right there. He would do that. That is something he would do. Fun. Elusive Smoke asks once again, in your runs, do you allow that green slime wizard to change and copy cards? Ah, the goo in a bottle. I'm sure you are very fan. What does this elusive community call him again? What did they call him? Goober. Thank you, Smoke. No, I don't. I've been informed on what he does in the game, with the video game, and, copying cards, and, sometimes adding new sigils or increasing power or health. That sounds a little bit broken, for my taste. So no, he doesn't do that. In fact, he doesn't do much of anything. If you get his item in my game, he just goes off to the side and... well, you can talk to him if you want, but... I guess he does provide a little bit of information, but knowing him and how long he's been stuffed inside that bottle, I don't think he'll supply you with a lot of information. Especially in this state. Elusive Smoke adds, yes, getting even a duplicate of some cards is powerful. Exactly. Especially with the amount of overbroken cards in the regular Inscryption. Thank God it's this version. Aha! Another piece. And it's the other half of the beehive. Well, it's a part of the beehive. Look at that. That's a... hold on a sec, let me try to crease this out a little bit. Here we go. That's a little better. Let's crease this out. There we go. Look at that. Fascinating. Elusive Smoke asks, will you ever play with scales larger than standard to allow for larger and more potent battles to make it to the field? Well, friend, I'm going to show you something to answer that question. But I haven't made anything concrete yet. Let me carefully move my puzzle over here. Behold, larger scales. I don't know when I'll use this. I was thinking maybe for boss battles, but I don't know yet. Simply just an idea. Who knows? I definitely don't know. Aha! Another piece. And it's a bit more crumpled than the others. Let's move all this back. Wait a minute. This is a full card. What the heck is this? Here, hold on. Yeah, it's a full card. What the heck? Huh. It's a magic card. Soda Mage. That sigil's unique. Here, let me look it up. Maybe it has something to do with the puzzle. That's odd. Whatever the heck this sigil is, it's not in the rulebook. Well, I don't know what it does, but there you go. A box card. That's there then. It has no picture, so whatever the mage is supposed to look like, I would have no idea. Interesting. Ah, the Pyre Ward. Welcome. They just say Inscryption. Supreme Lord Ender. Welcome. Hello. Elusive Smoke asks once again, Beehive Magic. Oh, I see. You're questioning the puzzle. Beehive, Magic Card, Kingfisher, and what? Whatever the heck this is supposed to be. I do not know. And for the Pyre Ward and Supreme Lord Ember, every time a question gets asked to me, a new crumpled piece of a card gets, well, it just kind of appears. So far we have all this, and this is just a full card that was crumpled, so, yeah, while we're doing this, what is it, this question and answer thingy, we're also solving a puzzle. So, yes, there you go. Elusive Smoke says, to me, this is nature plus flight, green mox 2, water plus flight, and then the last card makes me think it might be earth related. What do you think, new people that just joined? What do you think this card could possibly be a piece of? Also, I brought a friend who knows an Inscryption fan. Ah. Hello, Smoke's friend. Welcome. Supreme Lord Ender says, how many cards are there? In the game or in the puzzle? In the puzzle. I have absolutely no idea. Again, every time one of you asks me a question, they just kind of appear out of nowhere. So, who knows? Elusive Smoke asks, is the large card an earthworm? Well, it ends in ER, so, I don't know. I don't know. Supreme Lord Ender says, did that not count as asking you a question? Apparently not, because nothing showed up. I guess it's specific questions? I don't know. Smoke asks, how many runs have you done with viewers? With viewers, I believe I've done 9. Or 8. I believe 8. With viewers, such as on live, I believe I've done 8. But off camera with individuals through Discord, I've done so many. It's hard to lose count, actually, of how many I've done. Oh! Another pizza's shown up. Oh, I immediately know what this is. It's a mole. Fascinating. I guess I'll put it here. Supreme Lord Ender asks, which card appeared most recently? That would be this, Soda Mage. It, instead of coming in pieces, it came just crumpled up. So, that was that. Oh, Elusive Smoke adds that Beehive Piece 2, is the one that came the earliest. Apologies. All of this is just really strange to me. I've never done anything like this before, so, Let's see if I missed any questions. Pyre Wizard questions if it looks like an Ouroboros. The Ouroboros is not a card that's in my game, so it being an Ouroboros would literally be impossible. Supreme Lord Ender says, is that an adder? 2 blood, 1 health, ER. Oh! That, you know, that, yeah, that does look like an adder. Here, let me, wait, I can just compare the cards. Here, hold on. Here we are. Where's an adder? Here we are. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's an adder. That looks like an adder. Good observation. Well, we got the first half of an adder. Excellent. The Pyre Wizard says, "The Pyre Wizard, I am no magical that. I am a ward. The ward. The Pyre Ward. Sorry, forgive me for mispronouncing her name. I'll try better to correct myself in the future." Smoke says, "I love your coyote card. It's very funny." Yeah, I also think it's very funny. I had a very well time and pleasure drawing it. Let me see if I could find it again for you. We are. Coyote. Yes, very hilarious. What an award-winning smile. I think the music just stopped. Here, hold on. Give me a moment. Let's see here. Give me a moment. There we go. I'll just keep this up here. That's better. The Supreme Lord Ender says, "Can you put the mole next to the adder? I think they'll line up." Alright. Would you look at that? They do. Huh. Well, I guess I'll just keep this off to the side then. Terrible card, but it works. The Pie Ward asks, "No worries, mate. I'm not much for a magic fan. Much prefer armors, swords, and more head-to-head fights. Magic is for cowards." Correct. Haven't heard much of a true statement in my entire life. Smoke says, "Okay, I have a question. What's the most turns you've ever had in combat with a viewer?" Most turns. When you say viewer, I assume you mean live viewer. And if that's the case, the most turns I've ever had with all of you has been... longest amount of turns. 3 turns. The battle was supposed to end very fast, but the people that were hive mining the battle system at that point was taking their very sweet time picking every single little card to play, and it took 30 minutes for them to do 3 turns. So it may not be the most many turns, but it definitely was the longest. Hey, another piece has shown up. Let's just move this off to the side. I don't think it counts. This is fascinating. Huh. Well then, wasn't expecting this to show up, but there it is. Yeah, stoat. Well, there's that. Which is a bit strange, because I don't believe you can cut up starting deck cards, but I guess the cacologist was really mad one day. Or who knows? I don't pay attention to what he does and what he doesn't do. At least not anymore. A quick question for all of you, if you don't mind. Would you like me to change the song? I know a lot of you love Death Card Cabin, but, this, device plays a lot more than just my, background theme. Is there any other, I don't know, Inscryption-related music you would like to listen to? It'll take a while to tune, but I can play others. If you aren't playing my game, I don't really see a reason to keep playing that. Oh, you are all okay with Death Card Cabin? Alright, then Death Card Cabin shall stay. Let's see if I miss any questions. Hello? Hello? How long have I been out? Hello? How do I work this damned thing? Oh, thank God. You're all still here. Oh, that gave me a heart attack. Only moments, okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. Forgive me, I was attempting to read chat and it just went black for me. I don't know how long I was gone. Only moments. Okay, only moments. Elusive Smoke, Smoke asks, can you play Grimora's music? Grimora... Oh, yes, around here we call, them, the writer. But, yeah, I can put on the writer's music. But first, Lord do you mind if I call you Lord Ender? Or Supreme Lord Ender is more suitable for you? Ender is fine. Alright? Ender says, can you put the beehive fragment with the stoat? Possibly. Let me try to uncrease this a little bit. Here we go. Beehive fragment. There you go. And then we have these two fragments that don't have any rightful place to go. Alright. Smoke asks, do you respect or awe for the Gamora's cards? Grimora, I haven't personally met her, but according to one of my challengers, Trixie Karagami, Grimora is a very nice person, according to them. Again, I haven't personally met them, but they are, according to them, very generous of a person. And as if for her cards, the closest I have to actually seeing Grimora's cards is through my friend, the writer. And the writer's cards are very fascinating. I don't see them personally being added to my game, but for their game, definitely. Yes, absolutely. I like them. I like them. That's all I'll say. I do have respect for her cards, if that's what you were asking. Oh, another piece has appeared. Let's see here. One moment. I'll put on the Grimora's music if I can figure out what that even means. I'm assuming you mean the writer's music. In that case, I'll put on that. It's this. I have no idea what this could possibly go to. But it's there. It's there. Smoke asks, when did you first play/discover the Inscryption game? Well, I don't know the specifics, but when my creator discovered Inscryption, he claims that he discovered it exactly 1 month after Inscryption came out. And from there, he just kind of started making the IRL project. And eventually he created me. Well, he needed a dungeon master. No, sorry, a game master, so here I am. You know, if Inscryption it has its 4th year anniversary, that means he's been working on this game for 4 years. Fascinating. No pieces have shown up. Smoke says, also I guess I meant the soundtrack OST 15, Scribe of the Dead. You did mean the writer's track. Don't worry, I'll put that on for you now. Alright, what was the right tuning for it? I think it was down here, right? Yeah. No? Maybe a little higher? Maybe closer to 0? Here we are. There we go. You're welcome, by the way. Pyre Ward says, oh wait, be it maybe the magpie. I think it is. I see the pie and the 1 health, 2 power. Kind of looks like a little bit of feathery gruff here. I think it might be a magpie, folks. You know, what do you guys think we should do with these pieces? Ender exclaims, was that welcome to the Black Parade? I have no idea what that means, so probably not. Ender also adds, put the stoat with the magpie. Okay. Remove this, put this back. Stoat, magpie. We're making a lot of creatures here. Pyre Ward says, well, we only have made one card right now. Don't think we have enough to make another full second one. And then he immediately changes his mind after. And then Smoke adds, perhaps this is a board state puzzle similar to Act 1 in Lesh's cabin. I assume you meant Leshy, but yes, I think you were also right. But, you can still ask questions. No other crumpled pieces of paper have, shown up yet. Maybe they're hiding somewhere? Somewhere. Smoke says, can you place the Soda Mage in opposition in the middle lane? I would do that, but I don't really see any lanes here. I would, but, that require a lane, and I don't see a lane. Smoke says, what cards do you have removed from my game? Well, I've removed a lot of unnecessary ones, such as the Snowy Fur. Just a regular Grand Fur, but with snow on it. I don't really see a reason to have that in here. I've removed the Ouroboros, because as good as the card is, it can get very troublesome for most. I've removed the Moose Buck. A powerful card, sure, but 3/7 is very annoying to deal with. I've removed, what was it? Names, what was it? Moose Buck sucks, Ender says. Thank you. There's a lot of cards from the Casey mod expansion that aren't in the game. Such as Hodag, Idrag, the Direwolf Pup and the Direwolf. Don't have those in there. Pyre Ward says, hate hooved cards. Same. I don't remember much, actually. I think those 4 I've kept out. I could be wrong. I actually could be wrong. There could be more that aren't here, so, forgive me if I've forgotten what those are. Smoke says, I actually really like the Black Goat. Is that in the game? Yes, the Black Goat is in the game. Unfortunately, it's fallen victim to one of the Gekologist's experiments, so it may not look exactly like it used to be. But it's still technically there, just half of it is. Aha! Well, that question was very specific, I guess, because, another piece has appeared. And it's one of my own cards, the Dart Frog. Haven't seen that in a long time. Smoke asks, do you have a fair draw mechanic for your players? Technically. Although sometimes it doesn't seem fair, it is. Trust me. But now that you guys are here, I guess I should say it, if you are asking a lot about the cards. I would say that, the Ouroboros is in my game, but it's in a place that's not obtainable to regular standards. You're gonna have to go and find it yourself. Smoke asks, I think. No, they don't ask, they just say, the game has it so that you always have one playable card. It allows for card tutoring in some decks. Yes, I believe I already answered this question. There is the fair hand mechanic in my game. And I will repeat myself, sometimes it wouldn't seem fair, but believe me, it is. It is fair. It's too thin to be a card. It's too tall to be a card. Pyward says, love abusing the fair play hand rule. In that case, you would hate the fair hand rule in my game. You would absolutely despise it. Let's adjust this a little. You know, I'm thinking about what Smoke said earlier about lanes. Maybe if we put these cards into lanes, they'll do something? I don't know. Ah, two-year-old Venture Pal 7. Welcome. Best viewers, streamboo.com, remove the space at 8sxdoT. Okay, I don't know what that means, but, thanks. Ender and Pyward are saying that it's a bot, not a real person. Okay, I don't exactly know how to remove those. I remember those popping up in my streams before, I just kind of left them there. Yeah, oh well. I will, kill the robot when I figure out how to do that. Maybe it's in settings or something. Elusive Smoke asks, do you have a good time playing with viewers? Yes. Always. Every time. Letting you guys play my game is always a joy. It means I can participate in life and, you know, hang out with people. Conversate. We all need to spend our social points every so often now, don't we? Especially me. It's very lonely here. Aha! Another piece! Ah, it's from one of my other cards. The giant octopus. But, I guess it's just an octopus, so, oh well. Elusive Smoke adds, I think the blue marker cards are opposed to the red marker cards. They are all blue. They are all blue. Every single one of them are blue. So I physically cannot tell you which one's red. Dart and octopus, then. Wow. That's a perfect fit, actually. Dart, octopus. And that leaves the only two left being, those two. Beehive and Kingfisher. Still don't have a match. You think there's another one that could fit Beehive? Okay, let's look at our options again. I'm gonna try to thin these out a little bit. Ah, there we go. That's better. What do you guys think? Elusive Smoke says, Mole is 100% a different pen color to Dart/Octopus. Oh, yes, right. I completely forgot to mention. I'm completely colorblind. Yeah, every single one of these cards just looks the same shade of blue for me. Well, yeah, I don't know the specific one, but, it's greens and blues. Blue just every single shade of blue just looks the same to me. So let's see here. What did you say? Mole is 100% different pen color to Dart Octopus? Alright, in that case, please tell me all the different colors here, and I will separate them from their different shades of color, and then we'll try to work something out. I'll get out my board, and we can put them on lanes. Dart Octopus, Soda Mage, and Stoat are blues. Okay, Dart Octopus, Soda Mage, and Stoat. Okay. Mole, Adder, what's that? Mole, Adder, Kingfisher, and Magpie is red and black. And that just leaves the Beehive. Oh, and a Beehive. There we go. So here's our two different stuff. We already combined these two together. It is just half a stoat, but I guess it'll count. Now, what about these cards over here? I'm assuming we're trying to put these cards together. Now, with that being said, while you guys are trying to figure out how to put them together, give me a moment. I'll be reading chat, don't worry. I'm paying attention. Here we are. Smoke asks, can we see more of the player's created cards? Sure. But after this puzzle is finished. The interestingness intrigues me. And, I guess I'll show off some of the cards after. My treat. Fascinating. Put all these finished cards over here. Try to crease this one out. Smoke says, I wonder, do any of the card pieces have anything on the back? Well, I will say that the octopus card had that little submerging sigil on the back, but excuse me, it did have that until it was cut off. Soda Mage? No, Soda Mage has nothing. Yeah, they have nothing. Stoat, nothing. Nothing. Oop. This Kingfisher has more dots than the others. See how there's like one dot, nothing here, and then one dot up here? This has more dots. That's interesting. Nothing. Nothing. And nothing. Oh well. Let's see if any is combined, others. Dart, octopus, rest are red. Okay. Mole has a middle dot. No, mole does not have a middle dot. It does not. Lord Ember says, could you put the large part of the beehive with the Kingfisher? I can try. Let's see here. I can, but there's a piece missing at the bottom. It's too thin to be a card. I wonder. That is very disgusting. But does it work? not quite. Higher Ward says, right, sadly I gotta disappear now. Hope you lot enjoy the rest of your puzzle. Thank you for joining. Goodbye. Smoke says, if that's the answer, I don't want to answer the question. Okay, I don't know if that's the answer. I'm just playing all this puzzle along with you people. Elusive Smoke says, do you ever have anything special in the Trapper and Trader in your runs? No, just pelts. Yeah, just sell pelts. Although I will say that the golden pelt does something very interesting. But you'll have to play my game to figure out what that does. What the heck is... Hold on, the music stopped. What was that? Sorry, I just heard something. Oh. What's this? I've never seen this item before. I guess it's specific to the puzzle. Sure. Why not? Let's try getting this music turned back on. Don't want to disappoint my viewers. Let's just try to turn on Death Card Cabin again. That was better. Was it this way? I think it was this way. Ah, there we go. Supreme Lord Ender says, can we use the dagger? We're not in a fight right now, so no. Oh, I will keep it, considering I'm kind of going along with, what, Wait, hold on. I think we have enough pieces to make full cards. Here, hold on. That works. That works. Yeah, I think we can make cards out of these. Yeah, let me tape these together. Here, hold on. No more pieces. Maybe. Here, ask another question. Maybe another piece will show up. Or maybe there's just some pieces hidden somewhere else. Looking with my eyeballs. Uh, Ender asks, is it really intended solution to the middle card? I do not know. Again, I'm just going with the puzzle with you people, but, I'm looking around and I don't see any more pieces. Maybe some fell on the floor? I don't know. I don't see anything. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's sell the pieces. What's that on the right? That would be my, my box of every card in the game. That's what this is. I believe it's 100 and something cards in front of the box. That would be, actually, I don't know what this is. Hold on. And that's exactly why, I love this game so much, personally. Just, wanted to say that. And I don't know when you guys will come back, but, hope it's soon. I guess I'll just tape some of these up before you guys come back. Let's see here. There we are. Maybe that's a little off. Oh, you're back. Welcome back. I was starting to take the liberty on taping the cards together. I started mixing blue and black together because trust me, I checked around the whole room. There is nothing. There is no more pieces that I could find. Unfortunately. If it would change, I couldn't. I truly couldn't. But sadly, that's what we're gonna get. So while we're doing this, Smoke, could you please enlighten me on your board idea? You mentioned something about the lane puzzles in the original game. That is an excellent observation, and I feel like that could yield some kind of result. So, what exactly should I do? Smoke says, I suppose now what's left is to figure out the board state. Now we just figure out if we are blue or red. And they say we think we might be blue. Like the stoat. Like the stoat being blue. That kind of makes sense. Or do you have a different idea? There we go. This bee fisher is a little fragile, so it's going to take a little bit of a longer time to put it together. Give me a moment. Let's see here. Line it up. Start with this part. Put this part in last. Feels like I'm doing surgery. Smoke says, I think it makes sense to have it be our turn, with the mole/adder as a blocker from the opposing lane. And Smoke also adds, the dagger always goes on the right. Alright, I'll put the dagger on the right. There we go. Our disgusting lineup. Ugh. Gross. Alright, let's get a board out. Ah, here we are. This works. Yes. Dagger always goes on the right. Unfortunately, I can't do that. That's impossible in this game. Mole in the middle. Oh, yes, the lanes. The lanes are numbered. This is lane 1, then lane 2, lane 3, and lane 4. So, where does everything go? Lane 2 has Stoat facing the mole. Okay. Perhaps we're trying to make a statement rather than a win. How so? It would explain the mixed color on the Stoat. Stalemate? Well, this bee fisher now has a sigil that isn't even in the game. With that little triangle thing. The chess concept where both sides can't win. Alright, so what do you think? How do we stalemate this? I genuinely have no idea. Do you mind if I try something? The molar has burrowing, which means it's gonna hop in front of something in order to attack something. So let's put this here, and then let's put Soda Mage here, because it has more attack than this. Let's put this here, so when it's this guy's turn, it's already flipped over. And then we'll put this one here. So, with one turn, I deal 1 damage forward. And so when I do that, this attacks this, and that dies. This attacks there, and does 1 damage. And then this is flipped over, as this one attacks forward, and also does 1 damage back. Does that sound like a stalemate? What do you think? I'm just thinking out loud. Again, I don't know if this is the solution. That would work, but you would swap Soda Mage with Stout. Good observation. And there we go. I think that's a stalemate. Yeah, I think that's a stalemate. If we wanted to win, it would be as simple as keeping the Stoat on our board. Exactly. And by putting it on the opposing side, we have a stalemate. We're constantly dealing 1 damage back and forth until I surrender. It suddenly got really quiet. It's not working. Do you hear anything on your end? That door just opened. Um, huh. Didn't know that doors opened like that. Guess I'll, go in. I'm not taking you guys with me. Don't want you getting hurt. There we are. Hello? Hey! Okay. Oh. Oh. Are you still there? Hello? Are people still there? Oh, thank God. Okay. Cool. That was, I hated every second of that. Personally, I would like that to, never happen again. Please. Listen, I like playing games with all of you, but personally, I, don't really like doing that. So, huh. I, don't know what this is. I have a Gek card in the game, but it does not look like that. Well, I'll keep asking, no, answering questions, just, no more of that, please. I think I'm done, ants, solving puzzles now. Yeah, I think I'm done. No more of that. Let me put on the music again. This is not music I remember, but I'll keep it for now. Smoke says, can you place the Gek, but showing its back? Of course. Here's the back of it. Why does it have a hole in it? Fascinating. Here, I'll put it a little bit closer so you can see it better. Well, despite that, I'm gonna try to forget that happened and move on with my day. You know, despite me just saying that, this, it's kind of recognize, this kind of looks like, hold on. Huh. Okay, that's a thing, I guess. Nice. Have no clue what that means, but can you not attack me over it? See if I missed any questions while I was gone. Smoke earlier said that they love ARGs, especially the ones that make me think for real it's moment. No, make me think for a moment it's real. I wouldn't know much about that, but I do know that, the YouTube channel that, posts all of my games onto, does that. I don't recommend checking them out, they're a little weird. And I don't mean that to be rude, by the way. They're very weird. Very, very weird. Their videos are weird, their other things are weird, I just... I just noticed that, these cards have just been... The cards that we made, they're off to the side. I genuinely do not know what to do with these. They're all terrible. The Stope Pie's bad, the Dart Octopus is good, but the cost is awful. The Molar is just weird, and the Soda Mage isn't even for my game. The Bee Fisher, however, is interesting. I know this sigil it has is just the back of the card, but now it's on the front, which makes it a... Maybe I'll just keep this one for now and do something with it later. Or maybe I'll trash it. Who knows? Maybe I'll keep it just to remember the stream. So I'll put it next to the others. Well, I guess we're just doing questions now. If you have any questions for me, I will answer them to the bestest of my ability. So, ask away, I guess. Of course, if you have run out of questions, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to answer questions. It's none of my concern. Hold on, the music stopped. Again. I have to remove the card for now. I'll put it back. Don't worry. No. Well, I'll answer your question in a moment. That works. Elusive Smoke asks, where did the name Lizards and Scissors come from? Well, to be honest with you, the name was not made by me. It was made by whoever the hell the Dungeon Master is. He's the one that creates cards and the maps and all the props. He's that guy. I'm just the one that commands all of them and puts all the cards where they need to be. I'm guessing the lizards comes from the Gekologist, who has a gigantic lizard on his face, and scissors because, well, I mean, scissors. If you want to know more, I believe he made a video called Meet the Gekologist. I'm sure you'll find more of your answers there. Smoke also asks, do you call yourself the photographer, the same way you refer to the others as the writer? Yes, I call myself the photographer. That's always been my name. I'm supposed to be a stand-in for Leshy, not actually Leshy. I could never live up to his name, ever. There's no fashionable way that I could ever be Leshy, because I could never live up to his title. So why even name myself that, you know? And the photographer suits me just fine. The writer, yes. They are, they're a close friend of mine, and even though we're not them, we still try to make our challengers feel like we're them. And then, if you want to know the others, there's the artist, who does all the magic stuff. And then there's the strategist, who I've honestly never heard of the strategist in a very long time. I genuinely have no idea what he's doing or where he is, so, I mean, he was really obsessed with these, little bunnies. Like, these little hand-drawn looking bunnies. So, if you ever see one of those just around, that's probably him. Smoke asks, what do you take pictures of, like Leshy did? He takes pictures of natures and wild, brutal nature. What do you capture? Well, if you wish to know, I use this. Since most of my capturing is done on the internet, I just take this and I position whoever or whatever I'm trying to capture, and I just, well, I don't stab them with it, I just prick them with it. Just a little drop of blood is all it does. And then I take that, I insert it into this fancy tech thingy called the terminal, and it successfully imprints them into the game. How it does it, I genuinely have no idea. But you don't really need to know how something works in order to use it. Well, I have about 10 minutes left before I go back into my hibernation. Don't know when I'll be back, but I hope it's soon. I genuinely love asking and answering questions. A lot better than whatever that was, closet person. You better not come back. Whatever that thing was. You had a fun time, Smoke says. Thank you, Smoke. I had a fun time, too. Earlier, about an hour ago, you asked about the other runs that this game had. Well, as I mentioned before, that YouTube channel that has that Meet the Geekologist video on it also has all of the past runs on there on a playlist. So if you ever want to watch those, if you want, there they are. And of course, I'm not forcing you to. I'm just telling you they're there. So if you ever want to watch them, if you want to, there they are. Oh, yes! How could I have forgotten? You wanted to see some of the cards that players made. Yes. Well, I already alluded to this earlier, but the reward for beating my game is that you get to add one of whatever you want to the game. It could be a card, an item, it could be a new rule, it could be an entire new map. It's truly magical. But you can't remove anything. There's you can't do that. That's the one thing you can't do. Probably for the best. Do these count as player-made cards? Yeah, I'll put them in anyway. Okay. I have the first batch of player-made cards. The Stoat Lord. I've heard plenty about you. Welcome. Pleasure having you here. Now, let's see here. Okay, here is the first round of player-made cards. I think I mixed up these with the... I did mix these up. Alright, these are common cards. You encounter these just in the bush. And there they are. Very strong cards. I believe you'll recognize some of the sigils. Some you probably won't. Let's first start with the Termite. I showed that one to you before. Here's the two sigils on it. I especially love Lumber Muncher. That is definitely something I like. The Koala is a very fascinating sigil. Does Anteater draw 2 ants? Actually no. It has Spiked Tongue. Card bearing the sigil only attacks Insectoid cards. It does not matter where. When all the Insectoid cards are killed, however, the Anteater will attack directly normally. Very. That's that. And then next is one that I don't really like. Smoke adds, that means you can attack your own beehive with Anteater. Correct. It's not just the opponent's cards they attack every Insectoid card on the field, and it does not matter where. Excellent observation. Not many people get that. Next is cards I don't really like, but they're in my game, so I kind of have to like them. The Spliced cards. I'm gonna show them very slowly and wait for your commentary on them, so I don't have to show them off. Hopefully I run out of time before I show them all off. These were not made by me, by the way. These were made by a other person of mine, the Gigalogist. Awful being, let me tell you that. Awful. Yes, a gross flying kingfisher with bees, Smoke says. Indeed, a very gross flying kingive. Kingive. That's what that says. Durgi. Manti. Koyat. Koiver. Woxie. Silent Bug. I hate these cards so much. Somewhat Frog. Giant Frog. Oh, look at that. We ran out of space. I guess we can't see the rest of them. Oh no. So sad. You could have made, Smoke says, you could have made today's ARG card specifically as scraps left from these combos. They are. Oh my god, they are. You gotta be kidding me. Fantastic! Listen, I can deal with the Trapper and Trader. I can deal with the Prospector. I can deal with the Angler, and I can definitely deal with that disgusting glob of goo. But do not, I swear it, do not, I cannot deal with the Gekologist. That is the one person on planet Earth that I cannot deal with. If he has something to do with what happened in that closet, I'm going to rip. I'll stay for 10 more minutes. But please, no more of that. Just pick something else to show off. You know, Smoke says, did even you expect me to figure that out? No, I didn't. And you know, Smoke, you kind of remind me of a very... Listen, I like them to death. They're one of my favorite challengers to play with, but your sassiness reminds me of them a lot. Man, I wonder how she's doing. The last time I checked up on her, she was going through college. I wonder how she's doing. I hope she's succeeding in life. Anyway, Smoke says, I'd love to do a run with you one day, and try to add my own event to the game map. Fascinating. Alright. Sure. If you come from Discord, which I think you said before you did, the link to the official Lizards and Scissors Discord server is in the Lizards and Scissors fan project tab. So, if you ever want to play a game, there you are. And the music stopped again. Let's see here. I'm not picking up anything on the radio. Trying to tune to Death Card Cabin. Oh. Got it. Elusive Smoke says, you can end the stream if you're finished. I don't have anything special to ask. Well, Smoke, this stream ends when I give it a time to end, which is 2 hours and 10 minutes. You can leave if you want. I'm gonna stay here and wait it out. Because when this stream ends, well, I can actually go to sleep again. So, just waiting for that to happen. 4 years. 4 whole years. Can you imagine playing the same game for 4 years? I mean, I can. I can definitely imagine that, but, True. One of the rules in the notebook does say have fun. Wait, does it? No, it doesn't. But I will pretend it does. Good stuff. Elusive Smoke says, I've played Skyrim for almost 10 years. Well, that's a very large commitment. Very impressive. If the game sticks, then the player sticks. That's what I say. Just made that up, by the way. Just made that up. Right now. Ah, Mothman of the Lab, or Mothman as you like to be called. Welcome. You are 2 hours, 7 minutes late. And we only have about 3 minutes left of this stream. If you have any questions for me, I suggest you ask them now, because, well, we're gonna be ending soon. Very, very soon. Wonder how the artist is doing. Yeah, I wonder how the artist is doing, because the last time I checked up on him, he was halfway through making his game, so... I hope he got what he wanted. Show him the flip Gek before we go. Oh, yes. Here's this Gek card that has a hole in it that we found, and here's the back of it. Very unique design. It's definitely not one of my cards. Mine is a lot more simpler and easier to draw than this. Today was an interesting puzzle. Well said. Well, we only have about a couple 60 seconds left, so thank you all for watching. It's been fun, but I hope that next time I actually play my game, because that's what I'm good at. Listen, I can only talk for so long. I have to, like, pretend I'm narrating something in order to keep consciousness. Well then, thank you. It's been fun, and happy 4th year anniversary of this game as well as the actual Inscryption, I guess. Until next time, this has been the Photographer. I've been happy to be your host. Goodbye.